Hi, welcome back to Box on the Box Rock and Celluloid. As usual, the camera's kind of cut off, so I'm going to do this in two parts. So we'll do the top five of the Bond songs. So coming in at number five is one of the most beautiful songs written for any Bond film. It's All the Time in the World by the, uncomparable Louis Armstrong. There's a lovely story that apparently John Barry went to see Louis Armstrong in hospital, or spoke to him when he was in hospital. He was quite frail at the time, just to ask him, would you do the song, or what do you think of the song? And apparently he was a lovely man, and he was like chuffed to bits, to do it. I think it's one of the last things he did. And it just, having an older person do the song, it just captures the melancholia of what happens in the film. This would maybe be up higher if it was actually on the credit sequence, but Majesty's Secret Service needs that fantastic instrumental, I feel. Superb. In actual fact, the Majesty's Secret Service film has another song called "Do You Know How Christmas Trees Are Made?" That's another song featured in the film when they're in the village and have the car chase. And that's, we hear on the soundtrack, that's quite a lot of fun, that track. So that's my number five. Number four is perhaps the best combination of song and images for the credit sequence, and that's Nobody Does It Better from The Spy Who Loved Me. So Marvin Hamlisch makes a really slick move here. He does a contemporary sort of 70s production, and he uses a contemporary singer-songwriter artist at the time, Carly Simon, but she does such a great job. It would be easy to kind of not go that way. But she just has a really classic vocal, and the fact she's not as bombastic just works great. It's great, that intro. It's using the chromaticism, showing Hamlisch's background in jazz. Of course, he did The Way We Were, which is another fantastic film song for Barbra Streisand. So at the time, Bond needed to up its game, and Maurice Binder's credit titles for this are superb. Great images of Russian girls walking the gun, Roger, and combined with Carly, and the lyric "Nobody Does It Better," basically writing James Bond, writing the most kind of the most ego song for how great James Bond is. Fantastic. Works really well for that film, a high point in Bond history. Number three, it's Damon's "Are Forever." Great, this boom, that minor figure, then it goes to the the minor six, so it's bringing in that Bond sound. Great performance by Shirley Bassey, the ultimate Bond singer, the greatest interpreter of Bond songs, and I love the way her diction on the lyrics, the way she takes and shapes the words, and she does that thing where she really gets on point with the words. There's no kind of mispronunciation, there's no melismo. The song doesn't need it. Great big notes, a fantastic end note as well. I love the film, but the song's maybe better than the film deserves in a way, because the film's a bit daft, but a lot of fun. So Damon's Are Forever, number three, really great, superb song. These are songs you can just listen to out of the context of Bond. I think that's the thing. These are just great songs, these final ones that come on. It's not like, here's this Bond song. They're just great songs. Number two, not the typical singer you would expect, but just such a kind of simple but beautiful vocal. Not someone we kind of remember as much now, but it's "You Only Live Twice," Nancy Sinatra. Amazing John Barry composition. The chord changes, basically starting on C major, and the main figure at the start uses the C major scale, but then he changes to G minor. Now, normally you change to G major chord 5 in the key of G, because the G minor, and he plays the G Dorian mode. Again, bringing us back to this Dorian mode, which is used so much in the Bond themes. In actual fact, if you wanted to jam, if you played C major and G minor, you could play the C Mixolydian mode over that. So that's clever, that. Barry could have just played C Mixolydian, but he doesn't. He plays C major and flips to G Dorian. Then he goes to chord 4 of the key of C, which is F, but he makes it minor. So again, he's using that bonding trope that he used on Live and Let Die before, but he's going straight for the minor. He's not playing the major, then the minor. If you're thinking of a pop song that uses that, would be the bridge of Don't Look Back in Anger by Oasis. It plays the major 4 and the minor 4. But it's great. He played, and then he's the F Dorian melody over that. I think Jeff Lynne of ELO's kind of copped a bit of this. I think like the Beatles as well, kind of probably, maybe you can probably hear little Beatles changes. Maybe Barry ripped them off, I don't know, but it's just amazing sound. Again, that modal sound, So that's amazing piece of music. The whole score for the film's brilliant, one of the best. Yeah, great credit sequence as well. So I Love You Only Live Twice. So let's do a recap before we get to number 1. Number 25, No Time to Die. Yeah, sorry Billy. Number 24, Writings on the Wall. Sorry Sam. 22, Tomorrow Never Dies. Should have gone with KD Lang. 20, so that's 23. Yeah, 22, Another Way to Die. Interesting, just needs more work. 21, Underneath the Mango Tree. Yeah, it's a pleasant ditty. Number 5, Die Another Day. Number 20, Die Another Day. Number 19, All Time High. Number 18, The World Is Not Enough. 17, The Man with the Golden Gun. 16, The Living Daylights. Maybe should have used If There Was a Man. 15, A View to a Kill. 14, Skyfall. Probably one of the best contemporary ones. Well, the next one is 13, You Know My Name, Chris Cornell. Probably the best modern Bond theme. 12, License to Kill or Kilt. 11, Moonraker. 10, For Your Eyes Only. 9, GoldenEye. 8, Thunderball. 7, this is the beginning of all the classic ones, From Russia with Love. 6, Live and Let Die. And starting in part 2, we had 5, All the Time in the World. 4, Nobody Does It Better. 3, Diamonds Are Forever. And 2, You Only Live Twice. So that tells you what number 1 is, and it couldn't really be anything else. Of course, it's Goldfinger. Probably the epitome of the great Bond song. Got that classic change I talked about before they ripped off a License to Kill. Major, bow, 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 wow, wow. And I think in that it encapsulates what's unique about Bond songs. It's typical with popular music and radio. We get exposed to kind of typical sounds, typical chord sequences, and what the Bond themes do is expand the lexicon of what pop songs can do and sound like Bacharach as well, composed like that with interesting chord changes and melodies, that we just don't have to have 3 chords, or we can do more interesting things and introduce interesting scales, modes and sounds and instrumentation. Great vocal by Shirley Bassey, one of the all-time great vocal performances, and that final note that she hits would be a challenge for any singer of any gender. Amazing, brilliant how they made the lyric about the villain as well. The only other time they sort of try that is The Man with the Golden Gun. That doesn't really work. So that's pretty cool. Your Spectre, they could have done something cool, maybe if they'd gone on the Radiohead. The actual Radiohead lyrics, so it's kind of more about the Spectre haunting Bond's soul, which is quite interesting. But yeah, Goldfinger uses some interesting lyrics, or he's an inside rhyme. He's the man with a Midas touch, a spider's touch. So, and she says Midas, a spidas, so she mispronounces the word very clever. I think it's Lionel Bart who did Oliver, does the lyrics on this. Was it Leslie Bruce? Can't remember offhand, don't quote me on that. But so interesting songwriting stuff there. But yeah, I mean, people might say there's songs they prefer to listen to, but I just think Goldfinger is like an amazing piece of music. And when it comes in, bow, bow, it's almost heavy. You can almost imagine cranking those guitars. The song's heavy, it's hard hitting when it comes in. So that's my top 25 Bond songs. Hope you enjoyed that. Enjoy No Time to Die. I've got to have a couple more Bond things come up. I'm going to be updating my top Bond films list, making it to 25. See you again soon. Thanks very much.